1st. It is now 4:30 p.m. and I want to thank all of you for your attendance today at our Board of Commissioners meeting. At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order, and we will start our afternoon with invocation and a pledge of allegiance from Reverend Warren Potter from the Unity Church of Rockdale.
Yeah, I thought that was going to take a while before I got up here. Okay. Anyway.
We try to be efficient.
Yeah, that's true. Let us just pray. Dear Father, we are gathered here today to conduct the business of Rockdale County. We appreciate all the blessings that we receive from you. We expect a miracle as we go forth this day. We'd like to bless the county commissioners to know that they have someone, they're never alone, that they have you with them, dear God, directing their decisions and representing the people of Rockdale County. We'd like to also do a couple of special blessings, one for Doreen to have her receive peace and comfort during this time of transition in her life and in her family's. And then also for the awareness of breast cancer during this month. We appreciate all those that look and try to achieve a finalization and a cure for all those diseases. And so as we recognize you are always with us, dear God, we close with the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, today we have several presentations and recognitions. First, we'll start with our Rockdale photo contest and exhibit announcement from our Public Relations Department, Janetta Owens.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
I am Janetta Owens, the Programs Manager of the Public Relations Department, and I'm coming to talk to you about the program, the Picture Rockdale Photo Challenge that we did. So the photo challenge we had was in May for the National Photography Month. And next slide. The photo challenge was open to citizens and staff with themes of natural beauty, landmarks and legacy, and community in action. And selected photos were shown in an exhibit at the Nancy Gwynn Memorial Library. And the photos can further also be used on our website and promotional materials, things of that nature. We had two categories, which was the general category, which was open to citizens and staff of all ages, and a youth category, which was kindergarten through 6th grade. Next slide. So during the month of May, we ran an entire social media campaign, and it featured works from the members of the Public Relations Department. So all of these photos up here, except for one, were pictures that were taken by the Public Relations Department. And the one picture that we have up here that wasn't from the Public Relations Department was Commissioner Smith's photo. And she participated in the contest, and we used her submission as an example of what a submission would look like for the residents. Next slide. And the picture you see here to the left is our exhibit at the library, and we had the exhibit up in August in honor of National Photography Day, and we let it stay up for a while so that the citizens could have a chance to come in and look at the photos and, you know, kind of get a feel of what we were presenting. And then also the photos were judged by a panel. And on that panel, we had members from the Arts Council, the library, and Chair Benes. So from there, the picture that you see on the right is a beautiful picture submitted by one of our participants. And then we can go to the next slide. And this is some more submissions from our participants. And then we can also go to the next slide. And that is a few more photos from our participants. And so Overall, we had a lot of submissions, but we selected the top 16 that we put on display at the library. And so now I want to bring attention to our participants. So I am going to ask that if they are here, when I call your name, please come forward. Next slide. Next slide. We have Miss Andrea Von Whitaker, Shani and Chanel Miller, you can stand over here. We have Chris Karan, Deobra Glover, Michael Wayne LeBlanc, Melissa Pugh, and Mike Webb. All right, and we'll go to our next slide. And so we're going to honor our winners as well. These are the top 3 photos that were scored and selected by our judges. So next slide, please. We have first place, which is A New Day by Chris Curran, excuse me. Yeah. Big Haynes Creek by Andrea Von Whitaker, and Hidden Garden by Melissa Pugh. And next slide. We wanted to give a special honor to our youth participant, Miss Shani Miller. Shani, I'm sorry. Yes, and so we want to give a big thank you to all of our participants, and commissioners, if you'd like to say something before you join us. Did you want to say something before you join us for the picture? No? Okay. All right. And we'll gather around. Can we come in front of the podium? Yeah.
You want to come up here? You want to hold one of those?
Oh, I thought you want to take your picture?
No, you can. Okay. Go ahead.
One, two, three. Got it.
Thank you so much. Great job.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's so cute. So cute. Oh, nice little girl.
All right, and that is it for Picture Rockdale. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
So, Madam Chair, before we go on to the next item, I did just want to announce that the Domestic Violence Awareness Month presentation and proclamation has been moved to next Tuesday.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. All right, so that puts us at item C, which is our budget expenditure analysis.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair,
Good afternoon.
Commissioner Smith. My first presentation here, so if I mess up, I will look at Chief Sanders for that. So anyway, August to August comparison for August 25 to August 24 and August 23. Whenever we have these colors, it doesn't look right, but whenever we have these green colors, which is very faded one, that means that we spend less for August of 25 versus the last 2 years. Whenever we have the blue one, that means the ideal percentage for 4 months remaining as of August is 33.3. And whenever it is more, that means more mean that we have more money available, which is white, and the blues are when there is a less percentage available for that. Those blues also have some comments attached with it, that what could be the reasoning, because we are anticipating that Hopefully everybody lands on their budget for this year. So I don't want to take too much time on it, but I'm going to go to the very next slide, please. To the bottom of it, where the general fund total can be seen, that we are about 4.75% underspent right now. As looking at history, we at the very end, there's a lot of purchases going to happen, a lot of spending will happen to catch up on everything. We anticipate about 1.5 to 2% underspend, which is about 1.5 million to almost about $2.5 million. Having said that, that's what the target is, that we will land on the budget, we will have underspend. Over other funds, which is the Special Revenue Fund, E911, and both the enterprise funds are also either in green, or I call it an ideal situation, where is the white category.
Okay.
Any questions? Yeah.
I do not.
Thank you so
very
much.
All right, at this time, we'll move into public comments. If you have any comments that you'd like to share, you are welcome to fill out a yellow form like this and give it to Ms. Rutledge. All right,
So we only received one card so far.
correct. So we'll proceed with Ms. Gray. Good afternoon. Hi.
I moved to Rockdale County about 6 years ago.
Will you pull the microphone to you a little bit? Okay.
Yes, I moved to Rockdale County about 6 years ago. And every weekend for this entire 6 years, we've had to call in a noise complaint for an area that is up to 2 miles away from our house that you can hear in our home. So I would like to know, what is it that we can do? We've written letters, we've asked the Sheriff X Patrol. Rockdale County does show up, but the difficulty is there's not, once they leave, it turns right back on. After 6 years, that's mentally draining. Every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I think I've sent in videos of how loud it is. My next question is, what else can we do for the area? I've been told there's not enough money in the budget to assign an officer there, but it's definitely needed. I've placed over, like I said, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for 6 years, and it hasn't stopped. There's no solution to it.
Well, I'm sorry that's your experience. I know that you and I have communicated, and the sheriff is aware of the situation. So possibly in the next week, we could maybe meet with him and see what his ideas are, because it would be really his direction that we would look for. We would also be glad to garner and make sure that our noise ordinances are in place, which should suffice. But I think the music goes on after 10 p.m., which is a violation.
Correct. Up
So
until
the
4 a.m.
ordinance does substantiate, support of what you're looking for. And so we will look to the sheriff for enforcement of the ordinance that's in place.
Okay. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, at this time, Commissioner Smith.
I move to approve the agenda as is published with the change in Domestic Violence Awareness Month being moved to next meeting.
All right, I have, and I'll second that motion. So I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. Next, for the approval of the minutes for September 16th of 2025, I'd like to move to approve the minutes as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. We'll move into unfinished business.
Okay. Item 471 is a text amendment case 2025-11, an ordinance to amend Subpart A, General Ordinances of the Code of Rockdale County, Georgia, as amended, to amend Chapter 10, Alcoholic Beverages, Article 2, Division 1, Section 1033D, Licenses Required, Time Limit for Commencement of Operation, Section 10-38, Preliminary Approval Required Operation, and various other sections. If you would like, I wouldn't have to read through the entirety of the heading of the ordinance, but I would like to go through a couple of the items that are in this ordinance, as we've already had the first reading, and you have this.
That would be great if you could give a summary and just let
Yes,
In
absolutely.
general layman's terms
Yes, so
for the
this is up
public.
for
Thank
second
you.
reading and adoption this afternoon. As you know, we have been going through the entirety of the code and cleaning up areas of the code, and you'll see ordinances being submitted almost every board meeting. And this is one of them, and this has to do with alcoholic beverage licenses fees and the way that alcoholic beverage licenses are permitted. So the fees are being removed from the code and placed into policy so that every time there's a fee that's changed, you don't have to pay to codify to go through that. So that's something that we've been doing in every department. The second part of this is to take a piece of the way we do alcoholic beverage licenses and make it more modern. As a leftover piece of our code, we still have every single alcoholic beverage license has to come before the Board of Commissioners to be approved before an operator or a business can get their license. So unlike a business license or a permit or something like this is something that's still left over. So now what will happen, an applicant will still have to go through the sheriff's office for their background check and fingerprinting and that kind of thing, and through the planning and development department to make sure that they're meeting all the criteria, and then the chair can sign as the final administrative approval.
Second. I move to approve the second reading and adopt this ordinance as presented.
I second that motion. So I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion carries. Next, we'll move to new business.
Okay, item 473 is with the Rockdale County Public Schools through the Emergency Management Agency. This is to provide for facility and custodial services for the National Preparedness Day. The amount is $459. The date was September 27, 2025. This is to the general fund, is a budgeted item, and is submitted for ratification.
Madam Clerk, if you want to read the rest of the contracts. we
Sure,
can
you
take
want me
them-
to just keep
some of them
going?
as a group, if that's okay with you.
Until somebody stops me, how about that?
Okay,
All
that's
right,
good.
you got a deal. Okay, so item 474 is with Solia Media through the Emergency Management Agency for the Animal Services website enhancement. This is change order number 2 to contract 2021-214. The amount is $2,000 for the web design plus $450 for the annual maintenance for a total of $2,450. This is yearly and is through the general fund. Item 475 is with Southeastern Psychological Associates for the Superior Court 1 for substance abuse and mental health treatment services for the Accountability Court. This is change order number 1 to contract 2022-138. It's a revised payment chart and to extend the contract term through October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2026. This is grant funded and is a budgeted item. Item 476 is with Pro Cutters Landscape for Transportation Department. This is adding 6 miles of Highway 138 to the road list. This is change order number 1 to contract 2023-132. It's a one-time fee of $2,500 and a monthly fee of $3,600 for a total not to exceed $45,700 through September 11th, 2026. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item.
Can I ask a question about that one, please, Madam Chair?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we adding this stretch? I'm just curious. And why did they charge us $2,500?
Good afternoon, Commissioners, Chair.
Good afternoon.
So this is part of initiatives for the medians on 138, specifically 138 north and south. This will collect all of the medians. There be cleaning up some of the debris, maintaining and cutting those. So this is looking at some of the curb and gutter. They're going to maintain that, and this was the fee that they had initiated for that change to the original contract. So that $2,500 essentially that's just the fee for that, and the monthly fee would be the mileage that they're covering for those 6 miles.
Okay. Another question for you. Is this something that our CIT could do or no?
It's a little bit more than what our CIT is ready for. They're going to be doing a little bit more on top of that. Typically, we don't do 138 at all. That's something it's GDOT owned, so that does help a little bit with the liability part of it. So is slightly different, but we have done similar work with CIT in other parts of the county.
Okay, so why are we adding it? And who was doing it before we're adding this?
So before, this was at the whim of GDOT.
Okay.
So when they would come through and they would have Pro Cards, I believe is their contract there as well. So when they would do it on their frequency, I believe it's 45 days.
Yes.
They would come through and do that cycle. This one's going to catch up on the in between. So that 45-day cycle, this one's going to catch up every other week, I believe.
Okay.
So this came from a lot of citizen concerns
Yes.
about beautification in that area, and so that's when I spoke with Director Kelly, and it was supposed to be that it would be cut more frequently, with the owner paying for one of the cuts and the county paying for the other cut. So that's what's supposed to be happening.
So it is going to be every other. So they'll cut one and we'll cut one right behind them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, item 477 is with Triple R Paving and Construction for the Transportation Department. This is for the SPLOST 5C resurfacing project, 8.26 miles of roadway resurfacing on numerous roadways in Rockdale County. The amount is $3,695,051.87. It's for 180 days from the notice to proceed. This is SPLOST funded. Item 478 is with CMES for the Transportation Department for the Courtesy Parkway Extension Project. This is an additional scope of work. It's rock embankment, under drain pipe, sewer lining, concrete glare screen, tapping sleeves, and insertion valve. This is change order number 2 to contract 2024-186. The amount is $444,908.27. This is for 45 days, and this is SPLOST funded. Item 479 is with Infotech Research Group through the Technology Services Department for Enterprise Resource Planning 5-day on-site workshop. The amount is $32,544.08. The time frame is November 1st, 2025 through November 1st, 2026. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Do you want me to keep going?
We'll go ahead and
Vote.
make motions for those.
Okay.
All right, so let me just get to this page. My apology.
Item
All right, so I'd
470
like to
yeah.
make a motion to ratify the contract for 2025-473, and as well as make a motion to approve items 2025-474 through 2025-479.
Madam Chair, I second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, and the motion carries.
Okay. Item 480 is through InterDev for the Technology Services Department for GIS Professional Services. The amount is $5,100. This is for the GIS block of 60 hours through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 481 is with the City of Conyers and the Board of Commissioners for an intergovernmental agreement for the remittance of the hotel motel tax funds received from 2025 annexed properties. The term is July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028. Item 482 is with Collective Data through the Sheriff's Office for software for fleet management, asset tracking, and public safety sectors. It's $18,050 per year with 1 year, then automatically renews an additional 12-month period until terminated. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 483 is with Tammy Baldwin through the Parks and Recreation Department for a Zumba instructor. This is for classes for adults and youth at Johnson Park. It's once a week for 10 weeks. The cost per session is $10 to $12 per participant. It's a 70-30 split. The term is January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026, with option to renew 2 12-month terms, renewable each year. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 484 is with CSG Forte through the Parks and Recreation Department for pricing fee schedule payment pricing agreement. It's no cost to the county. Citizen pays service fee for the processing of the transactions. It's a 5-year with additional 1 year automatic renewals until terminated. Item 485 is with Air Products and Chemicals to the Water Resources Department for bulk deliveries of liquid oxygen, tank rental, and remote monitoring for a water treatment plant. The amount is $224,233.65. Is for 1 year with 3-year renewals. This is to the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item.
I have a question about that one, please. My question is,
Hey, good afternoon.
good afternoon, sorry. My question is it possible to have the contracts as optional to renew as opposed to saying that we're going to use them? It's going to renew automatically.
I would have to ask that question. I suppose it should be possible. I can definitely go back and ask that question.
And if they
Typically,
can't,
they do the 1 year with, with a couple of more renewals on it, but I can't ask that question.
okay. And if they can't, just ask them if we can do it with the freeze price.
With a freeze price?
Yeah,
Okay.
of the 3 years
Okay,
that they
we can do that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Do you want to go ahead and take items 480 through 485?
Sure. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that would be fine. Do you want us to wait on this
Right,
last
yes,
contract?
yeah.
Okay. So why don't we take I'd like to make a motion that
Okay.
we approve items 480 through 484.
I second that motion.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
Would you like to defer
Yeah.
then 485?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
I can move to defer item 485 until our next budget meeting, until our next meeting, board meeting.
I second that motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
Okay, item 486 is a requisition through the General Services Department for creative bus sales. Is for 1 ADA bus for the senior services to assist the senior citizens in community. The amount is $125,522. This is CIP funded and is a budgeted item.
And what is CIP funded for the
Capital improvements?
Thank you.
Okay, yes, thank you.
All right.
Acronyms, right?
Yes.
Provide a list of them. Item 487 is a requisition through the General Services Department for Laz and Associates to replace the shingled roof at the Fire Training Annex. The amount is $44,412. This is capital improvement funded and is a budgeted item.
I have a question. Sorry, Andrew.
Yes, ma'am.
In reference to Laz and Associates, did we not, I think we approved the contract with them in August?
Yes.
Did that not include this service?
So the contract that you approved was, we rebid the contract for small work,
Okay.
small, framing, shingles, small concrete, small jobs that are under $100,000. So that was, the contract you approved was a unit price contract, so they would provide pricing on an as-needed basis, sort of an on-call or an IDIQ. This one is, in particular, it's like a work order that is an addendum to that contract. So the main contract establishes the pricing that he uses and the hourly rates, and then this contract is for the individual tasks that he does.
Okay,
that's
so
what
they
this
do
is.
they will be doing this, or would they be bidding it out for someone?
They would
for
be
us?
doing the work. They're a general contractor doing the work for
Okay.
roofing. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, item 488 is a requisition through the General Services Department for Mohawk Lifts. This is for 2 Fleet Services tire changers. The amount is $54,306.08. This is funded through the CIP and is a budgeted item. Item 489 is a requisition through the Water Resources Department for Ecotech. This is for the replacement of 2 sodium hypochlorite pumps for the water treatment plant. The amount is $33,115. This is through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item.
Can I say something on that? No question. I just wanted to say thank you for allowing the staff to do the work for this item, as opposed to having someone else do it. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, item 490 is a requisition through the Water Resources Department for Vortex Services for rehabilitation services for the 8-inch, 10-inch, and 12-inch sanitary sewer lines in the amount not to exceed $2,999,926.39. This is through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item. Would you like to take items 486 through 490?
You can keep going.
Keep going? Okay. Item 491 is an expenditure request through the City of Conyers for the Finance Department for the post-closure landfill expenses. The amount is $21,386.19. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 493 is surplus of equipment, and our website to view these surplus items are at www.govdeals.com. We have items through the Sheriff's Office and items through the Fire Rescue